All right, hello everyone. Wave meteorologist Brian Good. Kind of an odd time to be on, so I apologize for that. It's been a lot of breaking news today. In fact, we have a special report now that's ongoing, and we have another one coming up, of course, at 1 o'clock. So I want to make sure that I at least have some time here to address some of the weekend issues when it comes to storm chances, and of course, the alert day that is out for Monday, and hopefully answer some of your questions. Although, again, I have a limited amount of time, but I'll try to go as fast as I can. But I also want to make sure that we have enough time to discuss what is coming our way, given that we only have just a couple minutes to do that on a TV weathercast. Okay, so hello to everyone. Again, you can comment on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. They will show up here. I see Madeline, Kentucky Girl, and Amanda. You guys are on here, so thank you for joining. I appreciate it. All right, so let me get right into where we are with the afternoon setup, because there is actually a chance of some rain. I don't see much in the way of thunderstorms because this little feature is about to fade out rapidly. But the cumulus clouds have built up right there across Indiana. That's where we're watching to see whether or not these showers will even make it. A lot of the data I've looked at doesn't even have this feature on it, which is a problem for one. But that's been the trend for a lot of the modeling as of late. But either way, the atmosphere, by looking at the soundings across Indiana and near Louisville, do have a drier profile, not so much really at the ground level, but just off the ground. And therefore, we're not really seeing much of support for this to keep going. So it's running out of gas fairly quick. But if you are north and west of Louisville, sometimes these, I always try to use the analogy if you are going down a hill and you're wearing, say, rollerblades, right? That's a cool thing to do. I was going to say roller skates, but I don't know if anyone does roller skates anymore. Anyway, you're using your blades and you're trying to stop, but it takes a little bit of time to stop. That's what these storms are doing. They're going down a hill. They're trying to stop, but they do tend to go a little further than what the modeling would say if the models even saw the thing to begin with. But anyway, just want to at least make sure to mention this in case you're outside this afternoon and you see clouds darken and you see a quick little round of rain. That's the reason why. I don't think this is going to cross the Ohio River. So if you look at the Wave Weather app and you're really south of, say, even E-Town, I don't even have a rain chance in for you guys because it should fade out fairly quick. Oh, wait a minute. Got spammer. Hold on. I'll get them. Let me knock them out of here. Let's see. Delete, block, blah, blah, blah. Boom. They're gone. All right. A lot of spammers here lately, right? This is the only feature moving through, by the way, the one in Illinois and Indiana. But again, it's fading. The rest of the day, hot and humid, really. Upper 80s, heat index likely to cross into the lower 90s briefly this afternoon. For those of you in Indiana, the clouds may briefly interrupt your thermometer and warming, but you'll bounce back quick. And the rest of the afternoon, evening, by the way, will look good. Just got to get past this little wrinkle, if you will, passing on by. All right, your severe risk, I'm not sure why I put that there. But anyway, the severe risk is out for your Monday. Let me show you, though, the risk for the weekend, and we'll get back into Monday. Sorry, guys. This is the outlook for today, just to show you guys what that looks like. And again, why I'm not too worried, because overall, well, that's not today's. Hold on. That is just what's today. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So you see the severe risk. This is a weird one to talk about because this is tonight, late tonight is really for most of the risk that you see here, especially for Illinois and Indiana, West Kentucky. This is these outlooks go until 7 o'clock in the morning. So they are long outlooks. But as we get into the wee hours of your Saturday, this is where the severe risk will start to come into play from the west. This is not for the rain coming in through now or even this afternoon. This, again, is a late tonight issue I'm talking about for that risk there. They will have it in the afternoon here, yes, into St. Louis and Illinois. But again, we'll get the leftovers later on. So I hope that makes sense, because these outlooks sometimes can be confusing because it looks like it's about to happen any moment now. But this is late tonight. Once we get into tomorrow, the risk is still there. But here's the change in tomorrow's outlook is it did shift a little more to our northeast on the slight risk side. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. The issue that we've got on why you don't see a slight risk here is because of the round of storms we're going to see tonight, early tomorrow. The thinking on this is that we will have enough rain-cooled air in the morning and cloud cover that where the afternoon round will have a difficult time to fire. Meanwhile, much better opportunity for storms, and there is a bit of a ripple in the atmosphere too in this area to fire up across Cincinnati and points north and east. Now, that's having said the storyline I just described to you guys. However, there is still an opportunity for storms to fire in the afternoon hours for your Saturday. So just be ready for that potential. But I will say the risk for that certainly has gone down compared to what it looked like yesterday. Everything is focusing on the morning hours, not so much Saturday afternoon. So if you have Saturday afternoon plans and you're really concerned about storms ruining things, the good news is everything's trending more in your favor to be mainly dry. But still have a way to get alerts just in case storms pop, because we will be unstable, quite unstable. In fact, I think in the afternoon, if the sun can get past the morning round, we have plenty of daylight still this time of year. So I think we can heat things up. What we don't have is really a definitive trigger. There's not a lot of wind energy aloft to really get things going. So they really have to start somewhere and then build from that point on. As I mentioned yesterday, they would build toward the higher humidity level. So they will have to get a trigger first. Right now, we're thinking the trigger is Ohio. So there's still a chance they could build our way, but that risk is relatively low. I hope that made sense on this particular risk. Again, this is the outlook mainly for your Saturday we're talking about. Then we get into your Sunday period. And this is changing. We're back into a severe risk here on Sunday because we're seeing a wave that is going to be increasing here with severe storms as we head into late Saturday night into Sunday morning, maybe mid-morning, the way it's looking. This is starting to increase the potential a little more now in the severe risk for Sunday. So we're watching that carefully. So let me show you the future cast, because once again, well, there's a severe risk again on Monday. That risk is the reason why we have the alert day out, is that I feel more confident about this one here being an issue for Monday than I do the other two I just explained. So you may be asking, okay, why then do we not have an alert day out for Saturday and Sunday? And the reason for that right now is the coverage looks limited in scope, and timing is still a big question. But could we still get an alert day issued? Yes, it is possible. That may happen later tonight. Jessica may have to do that early tomorrow morning. Just be ready just in case. The main thing is I don't want you guys to get the impression right now that we're looking at an entire stormy weekend. It's not going to be a washout. There will be times where it's just flat out hot and humid. But when it storms, it will likely be a situation where it can trigger a warning and your weather radio will go off, the weather app will go off. And I just want you guys to just know that chance is there because we're worried about you all making sure you're fully prepared. That's our goal with this discussion that we're having with you all and the discussions we're going to have this afternoon. Just be aware. That's all we're asking on that. Fair enough? Type 1 if you understand that. Make sure you're good. Because I was telling Jessica Dobson, I was worried I was going to kind of muddle this because it's really complex. And let me show you why. Here's just one model's idea. It's tough to show models in this pattern because they've done so bad lately. You can see as we head into late tonight, early tomorrow, here comes that wave, St. Louis, West Kentucky, West Tennessee. And you see how it builds toward wave country. This model is not as thrilled about it as others. Some have a pretty nasty line that moves into Louisville at about, say, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's something that right now we'll have to fine tune, but it's important. It's an important piece because if this feature is not here in the morning, there is a chance we could have much more of an active setup later into the day. But right now, we're betting on the idea we'll have a morning round, and therefore we may not have as much of an active afternoon on Saturday. Then we get into early on Sunday morning, another round of storms of fire. This model doesn't really show it very well, but I do think that potential is there in the wee hours of your Sunday. Monday's risk, though, a little more confident. You can see how it really lights up in Missouri. That's the main system rolling in as we head into your Monday window. Let me show you some of the modeling. I'm seeing a lot of the ones. Everybody seems good, right? Everyone's okay. All right. Good. Just want to make sure. Here's the CSU outlook for severe weather for your Saturday. You can see that it does have the potential, especially the wind potential. This is tornado, hail, and straight line winds. You can see the straight line wind potential is there. So that's the reason why, again, we just can't take the severe risk off the table at all. But I don't think it's going to be a widespread significant issue right now. CSU outlook for Sunday. Well, it's starting to look a little more like SBC's outlook, right? Where you saw it building back into Missouri again, into West Kentucky, West Tennessee. CSU is wanting to build it right into the area there as we went into Sunday morning. So we need to watch Sunday morning. I don't think we really talked a lot about Sunday morning because we really didn't see a lot of a trigger for that. Even in the past 5 to 6 hours, that really wasn't a huge concern, but it's starting to show up. So be aware of that for Sunday morning. Then we get into Monday, and this is a comparison that it does here once you get a little further out in time. This is CSU and this is SBC. You see the SBC outlook I showed you a second ago from the Storm Prediction Center. Showed it right across central Kentucky for Monday's outlook. And you notice CSU is a little more east. And I'm not ruling that out because the system itself has got a very strong kick to it once we head into Monday. So the wind fields are certainly supportive of severe weather, but they're also supportive of very heavy rainfall. And I think that's one of our concerns we're going to have as we get into the rush hour for Monday morning. Could cause some problems there. But timing's everything. It is trying to slow down. We do not want that to happen. The more that it is slower, the more that we will have a bigger severe weather event potentially in the Ohio Valley for Monday. The faster it is, the more east the severe threat will be, and the more just a rain threat that we would have here, and that's it. So the speed of this Monday system is key on the forecast because it is a larger system and it has more of a kick to it. Our confidence level on the idea that it could be an active day is higher. So the alert day is Monday. But stressing again, we could still have some problems Saturday and Sunday. In fact, here's the European model, extreme outlook. And this can be a little complex. I don't want to get too wrapped up in the weeds on this one. But this is showing the fuel that's around here. Louisville's, by the way, it's hard to see. Louisville's right there. So it's really right across wave country. The fuel is there Saturday. It's there. But just not too much of a trigger. We get into Sunday, especially Sunday morning, showing almost identical what CSU and what Storm Prediction Center is trending toward, that we could have some severe weather here on Sunday morning. So that's the reason why, especially for across Kentucky, that potential will be there. Then we get into Monday. There is your severe risk for Monday, which, again, starting to climb on the extreme index there across the Ohio River Valley. And it's not just that. Again, it's that potential for flash flooding that could develop. Right now, it's thinking north of 64 into Cincinnati is the core for that potential for excessive rainfall that could take place. That's fair. So far, a lot of data, actually is fairly supportive of that idea of north of 64. But if it's a little closer to the interstate, then it may cause problems for Monday morning. I'm talking about really heavy rainfall, 2.2, 2.4 inches per hour that could be falling when everyone's trying to get back to work, hopefully to school. There on Monday. So just be aware of that potential. As a side note from the severe weather would be the flash flooding and heavy rain. Here's some good news I'll end on. Once we get past all this mess, we get the benefit of some cooler weather. Tuesday, it still looks nice. It'll be breezy. Highs in the 70s. It's not bad. Lows at night in the 50s for some of you. And we may do it again. Later next week, there could be another front that will drop down. All right, so there you go. Very complex setup. Is there any questions I can try to answer? Because, again, I try to get a little more technical on the blog on the data that we're looking at to be very transparent, but I know that can be a little overwhelming. So I don't want to do that too all. So is there anything I can clarify for you guys? Let's see. Brandon, hold on one second. Your comment didn't show up. Hold on one second. Monday system is slowing down as of now. It is slowing down, not dramatically at the moment to where our concern is way high, but just enough to where we not just have the heavy rain potential, we could have severe weather. So that's the reason why. And it will be slow on its tail, by the way. So for those of you near and south of E-Town on Monday, the rain chance probably will go into Monday night. The tail of the system is going to be slow to push south. It'll become more horizontal across the state of Kentucky. So it'll take some time to get that all the way into Tennessee. So just be aware of that. Your rain chance will be a little higher, longer south you are. Okay. Let's see. Ashley, is it safe to say football Sunday morning may not happen at 8 a.m.? Well, the thing is, on Sunday morning's timing looks more to be, I would say, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. So it doesn't appear right now to be as late in the morning as Saturday's trend. Saturday looks a little higher. I would say sunrise to 10 a.m. If I had to give a window, that's the way tomorrow morning's looking. Sunday is going to be a little closer to the midnight hour to 4 a.m. Again, if I had to give a window, those are the two time periods that stand out to me right now that we need to watch, which most events are not happening during those windows right now. So that's good. But I just want you guys to be aware there still could be some storms in the afternoon periods. But right now it's the wee hours of the morning that we're talking about that you may have some issues there. So thank you, Ashley. I hope that helps on your question there. Marianne, you're headed to WKU. Did you say was it your son is heading to Western? You know, I'm a Hilltopper, right? Well, you know that. On Monday. Yeah, Monday's going to be active down there, it looks like, for maybe some strong storms. So we'll be watching that. Let's see. Jacob, State Fair for next weekend. We'll be watching that. Right now, the front looks like it'll be probably Thursday or Friday. So if that times out right, we may have a cooler day. Like, I don't know if it'll be as cool as Tuesday, but it should drop as we get into Saturday, but the heat does build back in. But I do not see any active weather on severe weather, which is good. Hopefully that holds. Let's see. Ashley, are these storms more wind makers or tornado makers? Well, any storm pattern like this can certainly have tornadoes, like we just saw what happened last Saturday or Sunday night, Monday morning, right? That was not a major outlook for severe, but it set a record for tornadoes being on the ground there across Indiana for the month of August. So that is still one of those factors we just have to watch. It's been a weird summer, right? It's been weird. Straight line wind threat is more of an issue for this weekend. I would say the straight line wind and tornado threat will be there for Monday. So that's something we need to watch. Ben, what do temps look like for the weekend when it's not storming, which, again, for the afternoon periods, the chances are lower. It will be hot. 90 to 92, heat index likely into the mid-90s, if not a little higher. So it will be a hot weekend overall. Let's see. Madeline, do you think the risk will be increased for Saturday and Sunday or Monday? If there's any day right now that could be increased, it probably would be Monday. But Saturday and Sunday, I don't think there'll be so much increase as they may be shifting a bit. So I don't want you to get too caught up on marginal versus the slight risk. I think really both days are a slight risk type scenario. You can get warnings, you can get severe weather. They're basically the same Saturday and Sunday. It's more of timing's our issue. Timing's the problem right now. Confidence is low overall in the timing. That's why we can't get the alert days out in the more specific timing right now. I'm hoping we can do that soon, but we just can't at the moment. But Monday is a much more vigorous system. So yes, I do think if there's any chance of an increase, it could be Monday. Let's see. Kristen, I hope I said your name. Yeah, Kristen. How active has the super weather been this summer compared to summers in the past? That's a good question. That's something I haven't had, honestly, enough time to look over because it's been so busy. But it is unusual, again, to have a jet stream down this far south. We don't see that too often in the summer months. So that's the reason why the severe weather has been running rapid. And you got a very intense heat wave to the south of this. So that's just feeding on the southern flank of these systems, along with a lot of humidity that's being pumped in because everything's green outside, very green this summer. Because it's been so humid. So that's feeding it. But you got that jet stream too far south, you're going to get severe weather. So it's not unheard of. We've had summers like this before. Even since I've been here, Wave, I remember having a summer like this. I want to say it was maybe 2011 stands out to me that we had an active summer, but we've had it before. So it's not unheard of, but it's not typical at the same time. It's also the reason why we haven't had too many hurricanes or tropical storms either, right? Too much wind energy has been dipping down in our area, and that's not good for them. They don't want to form and head our way. hopefully that holds for the rest of the season, but we know that could easily change. All right, so let's see. Bradley, how is Saturday night looking for the meteor shower? Here's the thing, Bradley, is that some saw meteors last night, early this morning, so they're out there. They're falling now, and you'll see them again the next few mornings. But the peak is Saturday night, Sunday morning. The peak is then, but you can still get some viewing time. The problem now is that what I just said is that the storm chances are all happening overnight, early morning. That's not good, because even if we don't get a lot of rain or storms, we may get clouds. So it's not looking as good as it did look, which is a shame, Bradley, because I'm hoping that will clear out because we don't have as much moonlight. So it would be a really good show this year. All right. Let's see. I got one more question, and then I've got to jump because we've got a special report coming up in just a few minutes. And some of you guys may want to watch that. That'll be on the news side of the app. If you're watching on the app, it'll be on the news side, streaming at 1 o'clock. A JCPS presser is going to happen. So if you want to watch it there, it'll be on TV too, right here in it. So I want to make sure I'm off there. Let's see. All right, Doug, I'll answer your question. Doug on YouTube. For Saturday, if the morning round doesn't happen or isn't as strong, what's the timing and storms in the afternoon? Very good question, Doug. It would be more heat-based for many of them. So I would say anytime after the 2 to 3 o'clock window. The only thing that could change that, Doug, is if we get a trigger going around Cincinnati, which I keep seeing hints of off and on. If that were to fire, that could extend that window all the way to about 7 p.m. Saturday evening. If that happens, it's still a big if, but that's a good question. I just want you guys to be just fully aware of the setup. Have a way to be notified. I can't stress that enough, because what we're going to do, we're going to send out the alerts on the app as we see things evolve. And if we see that there's a trend in a certain time period or intensity, we're going to send it out and let you know. But even if we're not sending out for the entire region, you will get notified on lightning and heavy rain automatically on your app. If you turn that function on the app itself, it will notify you and let you know. And it is instant on the lightning, guys. I mean, you will see the flash out your window and the app will light up at the same exact time. So I can't express. I mean, it's a great tool. I love it on the app. So it's good to have, especially in the middle of the night. Charge your devices up before you go to bed both nights in case the power were to happen to go out because of lightning or wind. So just make sure you're ready for that just in case. And let's hope we end up with a tame setup this weekend, because again, this is all model based and pattern based right now this weekend. And the modeling has done so bad as of late. That's the reason why our confidence is so much lower than normal. So we're trying to look at this as an idea of, okay, if we were to get a trigger here, what would happen next? Then it's a cause and effect, and we're figuring it out as a puzzle piece together. Monday is just a separate ballgame. Monday's different. It's a much easier setup because it's a larger system. So it's easy to find the trigger for that when you have a large cold front coming in, compared to Saturday and Sunday. It's kind of all over the place, kind of like playing bumper cars, or as I say, I always say ping pong, but I get it wrong. Pinball is what I mean. Or Hungry Hippo. That would work too, probably. All right, guys, you're awesome. I appreciate you all joining me so late than normal today. But I want to make sure at least to get on here and explain some things of what's happening. Okay, so we'll have more coming up on Wave News starting at 3 o'clock. And that is running right now. So I'll let you know what it shows again at 3 o'clock. Again, special report on the JCPS set up there with our superintendent coming up in 15 minutes. See you then.